Hello and welcome to another insightful moment on our Nigeria, where you can learn everything you need to know about life and living in this great country. My name is Ijeoma Okoronko.
And I am Nasiru. Today we are focusing on the union between a man and a woman and how it is done in a multicultural society like Nigeria. Stay with us, we'll be back in a moment.
So if you do not know anything about Nigeria, then you should know that Nigeria, a multi-ethnic society, has three major tribes: Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. And each of these tribes conduct marriages quite differently.
Yes, of course, Ijeoma. Hausas, who are in the north, conduct marriages from both religious and cultural perspectives. It involves a lot of prayers as well as age-long traditional practices. Awal tells us more on that.
Marriage is simply a union of two or sometimes more people, usually to the exclusion of all others. In northern Nigeria, the Hausa traditional marriage varies slightly from place to place, but basically it is based on Islamic rites. Traditionally, in Hausa land, when a young man sees a young girl he fancies, he makes his intention known in several ways. He may speak to her if he is not too shy, or he can ask his or her friend to do this on his behalf. Normally, the response is favorable even if she does not like him, for the fear of the man making some charms for her not to have a husband later. From then on, he visits her at home with one or two of his friends, while some of her friends are also around. Conversation between the young lovers in the olden days was normally carried on by the friends. When it is time to part, the man presents money or any other gift item to the girl, who takes it straight to her mother or guardian. When his gifts are continuously accepted, then he can take the next step of being formally introduced to her parents. This is done by the female members of his family. The boy or his parents buy some clothes of various designs which could be made into blouses and wrappers, head ties to match, and wide range of cosmetics and perfumes. These things with some money put in a suitcase and carried to her parents. At this point, these gifts are accepted even when another has been accepted from a different suitor. Meanwhile, the boy continues to visit the girl and gives her gifts each time. The girl is asked by her parents to choose one out of all the gifts that have been brought by various suitors. The one she chooses indicates the particular person she loves most.
Initially, in a typical Hausa setting, you will find out that if a man is interested in a lady, if you saw her, he is interested in her, there are almost two things that normally people did, because as you know, Hausa people are termed to be shy people, so they don't normally go to something direct in such kind of circumstances. There are two ways, as I made mention earlier. The person will either talk to one of his friends to go and let the lady know that he saw her and he is interested in her, he wanted her hand in marriage, or he will go to the lady's best friend or the one that is close to her or even her relatives and tell her that she should please go to that lady and tell her that he is interested in her, he wanted her hand in marriage.
The girl's parents can now send the boy's parents to come and have an engagement. The day before the engagement date, kola nuts are sent to the family of the girl for distribution to their friends, neighbors, and relatives. The kola nuts serve as an invitation to attend. After the engagements, no other suitor is allowed to come forward to seek for the girl's hands in marriage. The suitor that has been chosen continues to visit the girl on a regular basis and still gives the usual gifts. In addition, on the wedding day, Fatiha, that is the day in which there is a solemnization of the two families and payment of sadaki, that is the dowry. Culturally, women are not expected at the wedding Fatiha. Instead, they stay indoors busy at the kunshi, preparing the bride for her final moments as a spinster and new beginning as a wife. After the marriage has been contracted, late that night, the groom's friends accompany him to his bride. When they get into the room, they will find the bride with her head well covered. The friends try to make her speak or laugh, but it is expected to be futile. Then negotiations for her speech begins. They offer a sum and she shakes her head a number of times until they reach an agreement on the sum to be paid for her to talk, and she nods her head to signify assent. The sum is paid and the bride can now talk to them. After further conversation, the bride and groom's friends leave for home. Eventually, with the understanding of Islam, the Hausa traditional marriage is mostly based on Islamic rites and not as time-consuming or expensive. As part of Hausa tradition, it is the duty of the husband to provide a house for the couple to live in, while furnishing the house is the full responsibility of the bride's family. The wedding reception, which is known as walima, is carried out according to the taste of the families involved.
Over to you, Ijeoma. Tell us how Igbos conduct marriages.
Oh well, in the southeastern part of Nigeria, of course, where the Igbos are found, marriage is a blend of so many factors. You know, it's a rich, colorful display of culture, social status, religion, you know, and what have you. But I'll just throw it over now to Emeka to tell us more.
Marriage is a formal union, social and legal contract between a man and a woman that unite their life legally, economically, and emotionally. Marriage is seen by different people based on religious, cultural, and personal factors. Marriage, as an aspect of culture, serves as an identity to a particular race or tribe. Today, one uniting factor around the world among humans is marriage. Marriage is as old as man and men cannot do without it. No wonder the number of marriages in the various communities in time past and in recent times cannot be overemphasized. Even before the introduction of the white man's wedding pattern to Africa, Africa has its own unique marriage ceremony, of which Nigeria leads. Among the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, the people of the Southeast are known for their uniqueness in marriage ceremony because of its colorfulness. The Igbos can be easily identified by their marriage pattern. The Ibaunku, as it is traditionally called among the Igbo race, courtship is usually arranged by the parents of the future bride and groom in the olden days after a careful investigation into the background of both families. However, these days, men and women get involved in courtship over a period of time to get familiarized with each other before their intentions are made known to the parents for approval. Despite the seeming change in the method of choosing a spouse, the Igbo culture has been sustained where traditional marriage takes center stage.
Courts, white wedding can be done at any time. You can just organize, you can just call your friends and say, oh, please, I just want to do this. You just organize your friends and you do that. But traditionally, to me, is the most important marriage.
After both parents have given their consent, a date for introduction is fixed. At the first visit, the groom and his family will formally declare their intention of marriage. On the second visit, as custom of the Igbo traditions demands, a list of items such as kegs of palm wine, bottles of gin, kola nut, bitter cola, goat, bags of rice, tubers of yam, drinks, packs of stockfish, clothes, and lots more are to be presented by the groom's family. However, the exact number of items required depends on tradition of each community or town or the status of the families. The traditional wedding venue is usually decorated beautifully before the commencement of the ceremony. At the wedding ceremony, the couples who are usually beautifully dressed in traditional attires are usually requested to cut the cake that symbolizes sweetness in their union. In the same vein, the bride, in company of her bridal train, is asked to come and greet her in-laws and other guests present at the occasion. In some villages, the bride may be required to sell a tray of sweet or boiled eggs among the watching crowd to show her industrious and how helpful she would be to her husband. The Ibanku of the Igbo tribe is perfected when the bride is given a cup of palm wine by her father to go and give the husband, after which both of them dance to meet the parents for blessing. Afterwards, the bride and groom would dance along with their family members. As soon as the ceremony is over, the bride goes home with the family of the groom, signifying that the two are now husband and wife. In some communities, however, the practice Idu, where the bride's family visit the bride's new home some days after the wedding to present her household items such as cooking utensils, bedsheet, boxes, sewing machines, clothes, and other things newly married couples need to start life.
After the marriage, if we want to go and visit, that is our We go with some people go with bed, pots, so many things, both plates, that even hand mortars, we go with it.
This is usually done to give the newly married couple a head start to reduce their expenses. The traditional wedding of the Southeast may seem expensive, but I bet you its colorfulness and benefits therein worth every kobo.
Isn't the traditional wedding of the Eastern people truly colorful? You need no one to tell you that, having seen the richness of the Ibanku in Igbo land.
A program that showcases Nigeria in all its entirety, and of course what makes us tick as Nigerians.
Maitama and Asokoro are in phase 1 area of Abuja city planning, which is divided into 10 districts.
On the left-hand side of our driving is Asokoro district, while the right-hand side is the Maitama district.
The Abuja Airport Road is located about 40 kilometers from the city center.
You need to stay with us to find out more. My name is Ijeoma Okoronko, and of course my co-host is right here.
Yes. My name is Nasiru. Umar. You are welcome.
Now the Yoruba people in the southwest are widely known across Nigeria to be die-hard party people. So you can be sure that once a marriage is about to be consummated, it is a party galore. There's all kinds of food, drinks, and of course, very good music.
Really? I also heard that before a man can take a wife in Yoruba land, no matter his social status, he must prostrate before his would-be in-laws. Let's enjoy this feature.
Customs that are shared and accepted by particular people in a particular society. These beliefs and customs are handed down from generation to generation. One of those cultures is marriage. Marriage is a legally or formally recognized union of two people as partners in a personal relationship. The Yoruba culture is unique. There are more than 40 million Yorubas in Nigeria. They have fascinating traditions, culture, and also marriage ceremonies. The Yoruba wedding tradition are known amongst Nigerians. In the Yoruba culture, traditional engagement is the occasion where the groom and his family come to officially ask for the bride's hands in marriage. The bride's family usually sponsors the occasion, being the host. They pay for the venue if hired, foods and drink among other things. Traditionally, however, the venue is supposed to be the bride's parents' house. The groom may choose to finance the event either wholly or partially, especially where the bride's family are not financially buoyant. The Yoruba traditional wedding is full of color, pageantry and sumptuous meals. It is an occasion to show off best outfits, handbag, jewelries and even dancing styles. It is also an occasion to alleviate the drudgery of normal life. Long before any engagement ceremony takes place, the groom visits the family of the bride in company of his father and other family members. The introduction does not require much preparation except for offering a few bottles of wine. The bride's outfit is a reflection of what the female guest will wear. She might choose damask, lace, Nigerian wax or any fabric that appeals to her. The outfit consists of gele, which is her ties, the buba tank top and an iro, which is an ankle-length piece of material tied around her waist. The groom could decide to wear an agbada, which is a 2-layer piece of material of heavy dimension like ashoke. The traditional engagement is carried out by alaga ijoko. The alaga is always a woman. Yoruba traditional wedding are seen as an occasion for family members to reunite and catch up.
In the name of the Holy Spirit.
The couple can choose to include a civil union involving a court wedding and also a church wedding.
Thank you for giving them resources to raise these children up. God, I pray that you will give them long life. In the name of Jesus Christ.
When all requirements are met, the groom is allowed to sit on one of the 2 large chairs placed in front of the guests. The bride is then heralded into the hall, followed by her friends and bridesmaids dressed in their ethnic outfit like buba and iro with a good dance. The bride goes through a few protocols, but money is only given to her, not taken. She is introduced to the groom's family and assumes her place beside the groom. At this stage, they may consider themselves married.
A program that showcases Nigeria in all its entirety, and of course what makes us tick as Nigerians.
Maitama and Asokoro are in phase 1 area of Abuja city planning, which is divided into 10 districts.
On the left-hand side of our driving is Asokoro district, while the right-hand side is the Maitama district.
The Abuja Airport Road is located about 40 kilometers from the city center.
You need to stay with us to find out more. My name is Ijeoma Okoronko, and of course my co-host is right here.
Yes. My name is Nasiru. Umar. You are welcome.
So if there's one thing you should take away from the program today, it is the fact that Nigerians are very happy people. We try to enjoy ourselves the best way that we can.
And of course, our ceremonies are rich and colorful. Thank you for giving our company today. See you again next time.